Michael Thomas at Can't Guard Mike is part of that Saints team that has won 6 in a row, including the win over the Bucs yesterday, joining us here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you guys having me on today.
Thank you for joining. What has come over this team over the last 6 weeks that I guess you didn't have working in the first 2?
We're starting to develop identity. Guys are starting to get confidence. You know, we're a young team. We know that, but we can't use that as an excuse. We're trying to win every game we have on the schedule. So, you know, guys are starting to get confidence week in, week out, and we're also starting to play together, starting to play with some swag. I feel like everyone is starting to realize if we just do our job, no matter if it's just doing one simple thing or doing a lot of things over a period of or the course of a game, we'll come out with a victory, and it won't be a close one.
So there's obviously a fine line between swag and stepping over it. It was real chippy yesterday. What was going on that field yesterday, Michael, with the Bucs?
Yeah, I think we just went against like a team. You know, once we had got up on them, they had some frustrated guys. You know, our defense is not the same defense they faced last year. They're constantly improving week in and week out, and I feel like they're holding their own. They're playing consistently. And people are going to start to get frustrated, and people don't like facing that on Sunday.
Well, in terms of this team, okay, I'll give you the sense of things with the national media that took a look at the Saints this year. And it's just the defense last year, as you all know, wasn't, as you point out, the same as it looks like right now. So a lot of folks kind of marked the Saints down on that front. And then the offense, Brandon Cooks being sent away to New England. A lot of folks thought that maybe, just maybe, they were without a number one wide receiver. What did you think of when you were hearing that sort of conversation about Brandon Cooks being sent away, Michael?
Ultimately, control what I can control. Trust the people around me. Trust the people, the tools that have been put around me from the coaches that I have, Curtis, Coach CJ, and Ronald Curry, and then Coach Payton. And then I knew with having those guys in my corner and just having them in the receiver room for all of us were going to be beneficial. So no matter who left and who came and who joined, I knew we were going to be good for it because those guys are going to coach us to develop and do our job on Sunday.
Well, I mean, you could also look at that trade meaning a vote of confidence in you, correct, Michael? Right?
Yeah, call it what you want to call it. You know, I just like to contribute and add value to this organization and win games. You know, it's fun when you're winning. I like to win. I came from Ohio State where we pretty much won every game. I didn't really lose a lot. So I like going into that locker room with a victory and seeing smiles on guys' faces because sometimes, you know, a lot of people probably didn't come up in that same environment where they're used to winning, so it might take them time to get used to it. So I'm happy to just be on this streak and be playing with these guys and see some of their faces and starting to see guys develop and seeing guys gain confidence and add more value to his team as well.
Okay. So now I don't mean to correct you. Isn't it the Ohio State, Michael? Right?
The Ohio State.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Sounded like you left out the "the" right there. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you know.
No, I do.
Nice.
I know, Michael. There's no doubt about that. But your quarterback's a Purdue guy. Your quarterback's a Big Ten guy as well.
He gets it. He gets it. We've accepted him too as a Buckeye.
So, you know, what is it like catching passes from Drew Brees, being around him, knowing what he has done, and knowing, I guess, the pressure of what he expects of you, Michael? Walk me through that process, what that is like.
He's everything you could think of a football player. When you think of the greats and you think of a guy that handles his business both on and off the field, from preparation, watching film, you know, all the things you hear, he's that guy. He keeps you honest. He knows what he wants. He's a competitor. It's great having a guy like him. The benefits of having a guy like him behind center is just a blessing that be in this opportunity. That's why I don't take it for granted to have a quarterback like him. And I just want to always make my play, or always if I don't make it, I want to ask, how can I make it the next time? Because just having a guy like that, you know he's going to be ready, and you just want to be accountable and do your job for a guy like that. It's just everything. I don't want to sound cliche or just sound like, you know, he's perfect, but he pretty much is perfect. Everything you need in a quarterback.
Well, he definitely knows where you should be in a route. That's for darn sure. He knows that.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I know that's got to have some sort of pressure because, look, you know, I've interviewed a lot of people who have played with first ballot Hall of Famers. Certainly, when they have only a few years of window of opportunity left, as we all assume, you never know how long he's going to play. And there's a certain pressure, like you can't let that guy down. You can't go back to the sideline knowing that a window of opportunity is closing even tighter when a play slips away. You know, I've had those conversations. Ray Lewis, for instance, nobody wanted to go back and look at him if they didn't do their job on defense with him.
Of course. Everyone here, and starting with him, they hold you to a high standard. You know, and I just wanted to step in and add value, like I keep saying, and also be at the right place at the right time when Drew puts the ball in the air, and never put this team in a bad position, but always put them in a position to win the game. And, you know, it's fun playing with those guys on Sunday, to say the least.
So have we just begun to scratch the surface on what Alvin Kamara can do, in your estimation, Michael?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, with our defense playing how they're playing, you know, and all the playmakers we have on offense, it's kind of like everyone, I feel like all the guys that touch the ball on offense are big play guys, and they have opportunity to take it the distance. And, you know, Alvin Kamara is just a real talented guy, and he impresses week in and week out. And I feel like he has a lot more he could show. And I'm excited to play with a guy like that also. So
how many people are asking you for tickets when you come out here in a couple of weeks when it could be 2 8-2 teams facing off against each other with the Rams, Michael?
You know, family first. So as much as my family, I'll be there. I haven't really made count yet, but if I took an estimate, probably about 25 at least.
Okay.
But it's not coming back home, play the Rams. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah. How come you didn't stay here to play your football here? Why'd you go to the state of Ohio to play your football at collegiate level?
Just, you know, my uncle went to USC. I kind of wanted to create a name for myself. Every time I felt like I was kind of in the shadow and kind of like being on the West Coast, I kind of wanted to do something different but still play big-time football and still be able to chase my dreams and eventually do the same things I could have did at the West Coast schools that I was looking at. So I feel like Ohio State had all the tools.
Okay, so you wanted to make a name for yourself instead of being, Keyshawn's nephew.
Living under my uncle. Yeah, just living under my uncle's shadow all the time.
Okay, so does that mean your uncle doesn't get tickets when he comes in a couple of weeks right now?
Oh, no, he gets tickets. Still, that's my family. I'm just saying as far as just creating a name for myself.
Okay. And how has he helped you becoming what you become, Michael Keyshawn Johnson?
He's helped me tremendously. He's completely honest. He's a guy that I could go to if I have a question about anything, and he's a guy that played in this league for a very long time, so he has a lot of experience. So with a guy with experience, you find that they could help you more than someone that doesn't have as much experience. So he's a great guy to have in my corner, and gives me tons of advice, but he also tells me when I need to do better and things I need to work on. All
right, last one for you, Michael Thomas. What is your coach talking about? Is the word Super Bowl being mentioned by Sean Payton, who clearly knows what it takes to win one?
Sean Payton, he definitely knows what it takes to win one, but he's a guy that he doesn't underestimate anyone, and he lets us know that week in and week out, and we're gonna get the best. You know, every team that we face from here on out, we're going to get their best game. You know, everyone's going to try to knock us off the top and try to knock us off, you know, king of the hill. So he keeps us honest, and he tries to go week in and week out. But at the end of the day, I hope he's thinking like us and thinking the Super Bowl.
All right, at Can't Guard Mike on Twitter. Let's get the followers up, right, Michael?
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Hey, look, thanks for coming on this show. I appreciate you joining. We'll chat again soon.
Okay, thank you for having me.
You got it. Of course, that's Michael Thomas. Okay, there's Go Bucks right there.
For more Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Rich Eisen Show app.